Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. I'm your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Wow, here we are. And you know what? We are looking at Gemini. So my Gemini people out there, wow, what a message I have for you that Spirit has for you. And we're going to take a very strong look at what's going on for Gemini for the week of August 17th through the 23rd. Now, also, pop in Monday, 8:30 p.m., and you'll be able to get a live reading. Glad to see you. Be part of the tribe. Come join, hit the like, subscribe, and man, we'll have a good time together. So here we go. Right now, Gemini. You know what I did was I pulled the shadow card first. And in this deck, they've added two cards, and I was tempted not to use this card, but it was the intention of the deck's author, so I'm using it. And the shadow card was the happy squirrel, and I thought, oh, this is going to be full of happiness, joy, things like that. It's also about hoarding a little bit, saving up. Let's do it this way, and abundance. The squirrel is abundance. Getting his nuts, packing them away, getting ready. We got winter not too far around the corner, all right? But it's one of those things, and the happy squirrel really spoke out. Then I flipped over the first card, and it was the Seven of Cups. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to take a look at this because this is about making choices. So before I wanted to go any further, we're going to take a look at that happy squirrel, and we're going to see what that happy squirrel means for Gemini for this week of August 17th through the 23rd. It's the upcoming week, but here we go. So the happy squirrel for Gemini, when I start pulling clarifiers for this card, the first thing I get is the death card. Happy death. You know what? Maybe it's time to let some things go. Okay. Happiness is coming with making a decision, and we're going to see this as we go. All right. Fear is kind of running your life right now. You want to be happy. You're looking for everything to do. And what I'm seeing is this is going to be about making a choice and making a decision. We have the death card, the Three of Swords, the most painful card in the deck, and then the Five of Swords. Loss. When we talk about this, death, rebirth, sorrow, defeat. But you want to be happy. But what I'm seeing here, these are the fears of making a decision. So you're worried about, you want to be happy, you want to do the right thing, but this coming week, we're going to have some decisions you're going to have to make. Nobody's going to make the decision for you. The Seven of Cups is here to let you know you're going to have choices to make. One of the things you have to understand is that it is okay to make choices that benefit you. You have to look at your life, your happiness, whatever these may be, and make choices accordingly. You can't be selfish, but you got to do the right thing for you. Guess what? If it's a choice at work, then you've got to take yourself out of that picture and see how not take yourself out of the picture, put the whole work, the goal, everything that's coming, the people around you. How is this decision going to affect other people? But at the same point, you still have to look to you and say, man, I got to make a decision. So while we're making a decision on the Seven of Cups, I'm getting Prince of Swords, Three of Wands, all right? Prince of Pentacles. A lot of times we make a decision and we're sitting here going, okay, I don't want to make the wrong decision, so I'm scared. By making the choice to do nothing, you made the decision to do nothing. And you're going to have problems with that. The Prince of Swords is here to say it's time to move on. You got to get a plan. Now, what's funny, the Prince of Swords in this one clarifying deck is my Knight of Swords here. And what this is talking about, this Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, getting a plan in your head and moving forward with it and not looking back is going to be your biggest challenge this week. When we look at that for a challenge, then I get the Three of Wands. You have to remember, you have to make a decision, all right? Maybe it's a decision and you're afraid, but then be patient. Let everything pan out. Look, the Three of Wands is about you've been doing the right thing, you're putting steps into action or whatnot. But the Three of Wands, a lot of times, is talking about patience. You're headed down the right path, you're moving ahead. Now you got to make these choices from the Seven of Cups. And what you have to do is be patient. The Nine of Wands charges in. And what this is saying is this is your challenge to you. All right. There's something you need to move on. You need to move forward. But in your head, you can't get your mind wrapped around it. You're letting fear, you're letting worry, you're letting these things stop you from doing anything. So, as this hits you this coming week, okay, I want you to make sure that you understand, all right, that the root of this issue is in the Ten of Swords. I'm really picking, man, all this head work, Gemini, we're getting in our own heads. Gemini, you need to understand, I think you're doing that dual battle, that battle within yourself. Want to be happy, but I don't want to do this. I blah, 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 blah. You know, guess what? Time to look at this. What I'm really picking up here is one of the roots of this problem is you've made this decision and you've been hurt before, whether it's a relationship, whether it's work, whether it's the boss, whether it's the car, whether it's a mechanic. You've made this decision, so now you're in this argument. And this argument is going to be the thing, the fear of failure, of making a mistake, okay, is going to let you or have you at a stalemate with no forward progress, which is what the Knight of Wands is saying. Here's your problem, not moving forward. You have to charge forward into the future. Now, with this Ten of Swords, okay, the 10 is talking about you got to move on. This cycle is over. It's time to get started on something new. So we're going to look at that. And we're going to take a quick look at that of what's going on. Seven of Swords is here to talk about it in your past. You've trusted yourself, you don't trust yourself because of things that's happened in the past, and somebody hurt you or things were stolen from you. Your happiness, your joy was taken from you because you weren't steady in your own thoughts or whatnot, or you just made such a bad decision it hurt. Guess what? It's going to happen again. That's what life is about. All right. The Seven of Swords, you're dragging stuff from your past. You're dragging pain, you've been hurt. And wow, okay, that just hit me like a ton of bricks and vibrating all over. You're dragging the lack of trust into this situation next week. And the lack of trust is not there. On the other side of this, if you just go ahead and make a decision, move forward, be patient, okay? The Ace of Coins popped up to tell you new resources, new things are going to work out. It doesn't promise you the world of money, but it's letting you see a new thing is going to come up. You know, that Ace of Coins, it's the Six of Cups. There's that joy, that happiness, where you can overwrite that old memory. Aeon, the Judgment, the Ace of Coins. This is going to let you, if you put aside the old habits and come out, man, this is a party going on here. Just an absolute party, because they're realizing I can get to the next level of my life. All right. The Ace of Coins is here. It's like your do-over button. It's already Player One. He had the one coin that changed the world. You've got the one coin coming to you if you will make a decision and make a move. This is something very, very strong. The Wands, you have to get decisive in what you're doing. It's time to find your fire. It's time to feel the heat. It's time to say, I'm going to let things come and be back within myself. I see what I'm seeing here is you're living a very guarded life because you don't want to make the same mistake you made before. You know what tool you've got here? What came up as one of your strongest resources, the Queen of Swords. Man, that nurturing, protecting, divine feminine spirit, but in the head. You have to remember, some things got hurt, but we can get beyond them. You reason them. The Queen of Swords is here to remind you to take time, relax, enjoy, but you're going to have to make a decision. Look at this decision from all points. What would your mother do? You know, I know some of you didn't have a mom or mom was a pain in the ass. Some of you didn't have a dad. Dad was a pain. I get it. But you know what I'm trying to say. What would the true mother do? Sit here. And now what we talk about doing is putting emotion aside so you can make a decision. By setting the emotion that hurt you from the past aside, it allows you to make a decision and move forward. We have the Knight of Cups. Excuse me. We have the Star. Man, these are beautiful. And we have the Four of Cups. You know what? This is how you're going to find something new. Let the mother, let this Queen of Swords, let the divine feminine come in and comfort you and say, you know what? We have to make a decision. If we make the right decision, it's all going to work out okay. But if you do it rash or you don't make a decision, you're never going to find or truly be happy. Happiness depends on being able to put some things on the line. And this is very, very important to you. You know, when I'm looking at this from the Seven of Swords of the past, somebody stealing your trust, stealing your judgment, or whether you stole it from yourself, into the Knight of Swords, into the Seven of Cups, into making a decision. This is what's going on. The challenges of making decisions. You don't like it, it sucks, and you get torn in that Gemini pattern of, well, this, and you're over analyzing the crap out of the problem. But guess what? You get a do-over. You make the wrong decision, so what? Okay? You get to understand this making a decision is how you're going to find new resources that come into your life. You know, I have here the Empress, another queen, the Queen of Cups, all right, and the King of Wands. Your passion, your desire, whether it be love, emotional joy, or that huge piece of fulfillment, if you stay stuck in one place because you're afraid of making a decision, you'll never find that true, total happiness that the joy can bring. You know, the Empress creates things. The Empress, the goddess, the mother, you know, Mother Nature creates things, builds some things. All right? Do something new. Be the squirrel. Be happiness. Start getting yourself set up, and you know you're going to be able to make a decision. Look at your resources that you have available. How is this going to affect everything? And what are the possibilities that are out there for you? The Queen of Cups is here to say, honey, you gotta start trusting yourself and love yourself and looking for this most beautiful and wonderful life so you can find the happy squirrel within yourself. The King of Wands. Do you want to take control of your life? Do you want to reach out and reach your desires? Then you're going to have to stand up and be that king and make these hard decisions. It's going to be imperative for you that that's what you do. And on a final note, you know what? Yeah, wow, what beautiful cards. I've got the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands. Movement. And this guy, man, he's dodging, he's moving, he's shooting rays of light, everything. The Eight of Wands is always about movement. You cannot have movement without making a decision. Okay? Move forward. Might you get hurt? Yep, but you get up, brush your knees off, and you start back on it again. The Eight of Wands is fighting that fire so you can move forward in your life into different things, wherever this is affecting you at. But you can drive forward, and that leads into the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine, manifesting and bringing new things into your life. The future card, the near future, was the Ace of Coins. We have the Nine of Coins, Pentacles, coins, exact same thing, okay? And you have to understand that in this Nine of Pentacles, this decision, these things, willingness to make choices and put yourself out there is how Spirit can back you up. If you stay idle, Spirit stays idle and just stays there with you. Spirit's not going to push you. your guides. You may hear them in your ears. You may hear them in your head. But it is time to manifest something beautiful, and you can't do that. Again, what's coming up is a 10 of Swords. This cycle is over. It's time to change what's going on up here, and you can't do that without moving forward. Be the happy squirrel. Live your happy life. Making decisions is key. Bangarang.